So today we are going to start Z transform. This is part 1. So you know what is Z transforms. Z transform definition already I taught in the previous lecture. So from Z transform you can find these formula list which we are discussing today. The first is if the function is n, which is constant k. If you are finding Z transform of constant k, so this will be kz upon z minus 1. This is kz upon z minus 1. This is the Z transform of the constant function k. So suppose your function is f of n equals to 1. The Z transform of this we can write Z f of n equals to, here the value of k is 1. So instead of this k you will write 1 into Z upon z minus 1, or you can say z upon z minus 1 is the Z transform of the constant 1. So if you are finding any constant value Z transform, so you will write this by using kz upon z minus 1 formula. Now the second formula, the second function, if given a to the power n, like 2 to the power n, 3 to the power n, any arbitrary value to the power n, so we will find Z transform from the formula z upon z minus 1, z minus a. So if you want to write Z transform of a to the power n, so this you can write z upon z minus a. Now suppose your function f of n equals to 2 to the power n, the Z transform will be z upon z minus 2. So in this way you can find the Z transform of a to the power n function. So the Z transform of a to the power n is z upon z minus a. Now the Z transform of the function n. The function n. If the function n is equals to n is given, the Z transform of the function n which is equals to n is z upon z minus 1 the square. So you can find the Z transform of the function n which is n, this is equals to z upon z minus 1 the square. Now if your function instead n to the power 1, it is n square or n cube and n to the power 4, so on. So you can use this formula Z transform of n square. This is equals to z square plus z upon z minus 1 the cube. So this is the Z transform of the function n square. So we have to learn these formulae to use these in some difficult problems. Now if the function given is n cube and you are going to find Z transform of 8, so you will use the formula z cube plus 4z square plus z upon z minus 1 to the 4. All these formulae we have derived from the definition of the Z transform. So to write Z transform of n cube, always you will use this formula z cube plus 4z square plus z upon z minus 1 to the power 4. So this is the Z transform of n cube. Now if you are finding the Z transform of n a to the power n, n a to the power n, so the Z transform of n a to the power n will be, you will just use az upon z minus a the square. I will also show the same proof by the property when the function is multiplied by n. So what is the formula of n e to the power n? This is az upon z minus a the square. So we have to learn this formula if you are using this particular function f of n, which is n e to the power n, in any question. Now, what is the z transform of 1 upon n? The z transform of 1 upon n is log z upon z minus 1. Log z upon z minus 1. So we have to use this formula if in any question you want to write z transform of 1 upon n, which is log z upon z minus 1. Similarly, if the function n is 1 upon n plus 1, 1 upon n plus 1, the z transform of this is z log z upon z minus 1. So this is the formula when our function of n is 1 upon n plus 1. If it is only 1 upon n, then we use the formula log z upon z minus 1. But if the function is 1 upon n plus 2, n plus 1, we will use z log z upon z minus 1. So we have to learn this formula to use this in the complicated function like partial fraction questions or any other complicated function. So we have to learn this particular list. Now the next formula, this is based on the polar coordinate like r and theta. So if the function of n is in the form r to the power n cos n theta, so we will write z transform of this function z minus r cos theta upon z square minus 2zr cos theta plus r square. So the z transform of z r to the power n cos n theta equals to z minus r cos theta upon z square minus 2zr cos theta plus r square. So this is the formula of the r to the power n cos n theta. Now instead of cos n theta, if you are writing the formula r to the power n sin n theta, so this will be z r sin theta, and the denominator here is same, z square minus 2zr cos theta plus r square. So this is the formula of z transform of r to the power n sin n theta. So all these are standard formulae, and also these formulae we can derive by using z transform, and I have also cleared all the concept of the z transform in my previous lectures. Now see, suppose your function is multiplied by n. Function is multiplied by n and you want to solve it with the z transform. So what we can do, we will just using this formula. The formula is if it is multiplied by n, you will just simply put here minus z and just differentiate the function with respect to z of the z transform. If the function is given something and you are just first finding the z transform of it, so you have to differentiate this function with respect to z, and this will give the z transform of the function if it is multiplied by n. So if the function is multiplied by n, you have to use the z transform formula minus z d by dz z of f of n, where this d by dz will differentiating the function with respect to z after writing the z transform of the function. Now if instead of n the function is multiplied by n to the power p f of n, so if the function is multiplied by n to the power p f of n, so we will write the z transform minus z to the power p, like here we are writing minus z to the power 1 because the power was 1 here, but Here power is to the power p, so write minus z to the power p. dp upon dzp means you are differentiating the function p times with respect to z, and just write the z transform of the function of n. Means to find n of p f of n, z transform of this, you have to find first z transform of the function and differentiating that function with respect to p, and just multiply it by minus z to the power p, will get the result. Now the next formula, if the function is n minus k, this is what? This is first shifting theorem. If you are using the shifting theorem, so we have to use this formula for the z transform. Z to the power minus k means we are shifting this particular k on z, you will write z to the power minus k, and we have to write now the z transform of this function only. So we will write z f of n. So this will give your answer, like I am giving example. Suppose our function, I am giving example here for the C. If you have f of n minus 1, so what is k here? The value of k is 1. The value of k is 1. So what we will do, we will just put this k value here and just write the z transform of f of n. What is f of n? This is now shifting, n minus 1 is shifting now to n. To write the z transform of z f of n, we know ki how to write z transform of the function n. So if the function n is given, we can write the z transform. We know from the list ki z trans the function is this one, z upon z minus 1 square. So you will just put the value of z upon z minus 1 the square. So in this way, the formula of z f of n minus 1 is, this is cancelling, so you will get 1 upon z minus 1 the square. This is the z transform of f of n minus 1. So in this way, by using the shifting theorem, we can find the z transform of this type of function. Now suppose we are finding the z transform of f of n plus 1. To find the z transform of f of n plus 1, f of n plus 2, f of n plus 2, 3, and so on, we have to use this particular concept. What is this value? We'll write first z transform of the function, and we will just shift this one by using the initial value. So since it is 1, you will just shift to this is f of 0. So the z transform of z f of n plus 1, this is equals to z f n minus f of 0, and it is multiplied by z. Now if we are writing z transform of f of n plus 2, what we can do to write z transform of f of n plus 2, we'll just using the same concept here. The same concept we will use and writing the formula. So what will be f of n plus 2? I am writing here the value of f of n plus 2 will be, I am writing this will be z square, and we will write the z transform of the function n means f of z minus f of 0 minus f of 1 upon z. If the value is up to 2, you will write this formula, this z transform formula. If the value is n plus 3, we will just start to write z cube and then write f of z, then f of 0, then f of 1 by z, and since it is stopping at 3, we will write minus f of 2 upon z square. So this is the z transform of the function n plus 3. This was the z transform of the function n plus 2. This was the z transform of the function n plus 1. What are these? These are the initial values, f of 1, f of 0, f of 1, f of 2. These are the value of the function. How these value we will find, we will see in the next chapter, the initial function, initial value function. And this is very important thing. Here you can use these particular formulae which I am highlighting with the star 1, 2, 3 and so on, like the same formulae you can use to solve difference equation. So this is the application of the Z transform. We can find the solution of the difference equation well by using the Z transform formulae. So for this, first of all, we have to convert the difference equation into the Z transform function, then we can simplify it. So this we will see in the next lecture, how we can solve the difference equation by the Z transform. Now we are seeing some question based on the Z transform. These are some important question how we can find the Z transform of n cube, or if we have given any partial fraction and if the function is multiplied by n. These type of question given, so how you can use the result which I have shown in the table in the question. Let's see now. So suppose where our function is n cube, like f of n is n cube given. To find the Z transform of this function means of n cube, you will use the formula. So the formula of Z transform f of n is this. You can write f of z. Why? Because after just solving the Z transform of the function of n variable transfer always to the function z. N variable always transfer to the function variable z. So that's why the function n is now becoming the function of z. That's why we are writing the function of z here. Now we know if the function is multiplied by n, we can use this formula minus z d by dz z f of n. I've already shown this formula in the list here, the formula number 11th. I have already shown this formula where the function is multiplied by n. So the same we are using here. If the function is n cube given, first of all we will split this function into n and n square. So we can see we are writing the Z transform now of the function which is multiplied by n, of the function which is multiplied by n. So for the n you will write minus z d by dz and Z transform of n square. So what is Z transform of n square? We know this is z square plus z upon z minus 1 cube. Already we have seen this in the table. Z transform of n square. This is of n square. Z square plus z upon z minus 1 cube, and we want to write the Z transform of n square. So the same formula you will use, z square plus z upon z minus 1 cube. So after writing Z transform of n square here, you will differentiate the function by parts, first and second. So I think we know the formula of the differential coefficient when the numerator and denominator is given. Always denominator is the first function and numerator is the second function. So we just differentiating by using the formula. So the formula I am writing d by dz. If you are writing dz, the second function is always on the top. This is first function. So the formula is first function d by dz of second minus second d by dz of first upon first the square. So the same formula we are using here and getting this particular result. After solving by taking common, this is the common, this is common here, z minus 1 the square. We are taking the highest power polynomial, this, and then solving it, you will get z of n cube is minus z square minus 4z minus 1 upon z minus 1 to the power 4. So this is the answer of z transform of the function n cube. So we are using here the property when the function is multiplied by n, and this is the formula in the list, formula number 11. When the function is multiplied by n, we have to find the z transform by using the differentiation. Now see another question. Example number 2. If the function is given n a to the power n, n a to the power n, so z of n a to the power n, this is equals to, again the function is multiplied by n, so we'll write minus z d by dz and z transform of a to the power n, and from the list again we'll check what is the z transform of a to the power n. The z transform of a to the power n is z upon z minus a. So substitute here the value. Yes, substitute the value again using the numerator denominator formula, first and second, differentiating this. This is the differentiation. The first function differentiation of this is 1 minus second into differentiation of this is 1 upon z minus a the square. So we'll get here after solving za upon z minus a the square. So in this way we can find the z transform of the function an when it is multiplied by n. So the same formula we have seen in the list. So this is a derivation of z transform of n a to the power n. You can check here the same formula we have written in the list. This one, n into a to the power n, the same formula az upon z minus a square. So this is the derivation ki how we can find the formula in the list by using the z transform, za upon z minus a the square. Now the next type of questions we'll see. Next type of question, suppose you are finding the z transform of partial fraction of the function which will use the partial fraction concept, because if you are finding the z transform of 1 upon n plus 1 into 1 upon n plus 2, there is no formula of the z transform directly. So what we have to do, what we can do, we can just write this as f of n. F of n. What is f of n? 1 upon n plus 1 n plus 2. Since we don't have the z transform of the function like this, we can split it by using the concept of the partial fraction. We can split it a upon n plus 1 plus b upon n plus 2, and on the left hand side we'll write the same 1 upon n plus 1 1 upon n plus 2, because we're splitting this into a and b. Now after solving by the partial fraction, how we can solve? We'll take at LCM, a n plus 2 plus b n plus 1 equals to 1. Denominator is cancelling in both. So if we are putting n equals to minus 1, you will get the value of a. If we are putting n equals to minus 2, you will get the value of b. What I will do first, I am putting n minus 1, n equals to minus 1 and getting the value of a. So if we are putting in this equation n equals to minus 1, this is 0, and we'll get the value of a as a 1. If we are putting n equals to minus 2, we'll get the value of b. So putting here n equals to b here, n equals to minus 2, so n equals to minus 2 matlab minus 2 plus 1 minus b equals to 1. So b equals to minus 1 here. Now we have finally a is 1, b is minus 1. So put A is 1 and B is minus 1 here. So if you are putting A is 1 and B is minus 1, but still you don't have Z transform. So to find the Z transform of this particular, we have already split this into two parts. So first of all write Z transform of this, then write the Z transform of this. This formula you already have in the list. Can you check? Z of 1 upon n plus 1. Please check it. Z of 1 upon n plus 1. Already we have this formula. This one. So we'll just write Z log Z upon Z minus 1 directly because we have direct formula. F of 1 upon n plus 1. So you have Z of 1 upon n plus 1 equals to this much, but we don't have formula of Z of 1 upon n plus 2. We don't have this formula. So what we can do, we can find the Z transform of this function, Z of 1 upon n plus 2. How we can find? We can find Z transform of 1 upon n plus 2. This is by using the definition of Z transform that we are using. Definition of Z transform is summation n0 to infinity 1 upon n plus 2 z to the power minus n. The what value, if you don't have, if you are not able to find, if you are not able to write direct Z transform, so what you can do, you can just use the Z definition, Z transform definition, and finding the result for the particular value. So that I am doing here. I am finding Z transform of 1 upon n plus 2 by using definition of Z transform. So definition is summation n0 to infinity the function which is 1 upon n plus 2 z to the power minus n. So what I can write? This we can write summation 0 to infinity 1 upon n plus 2 1 upon z to the power n. We can write it, or summation n0 to infinity 1 upon z to the power n upon n plus 2. This we can set. Now putting n0 to infinity. So if we are putting n0, so this is something to the power 0 is 1, and this 0, the 1 upon 2, you will get the first term. If we are putting n equals to 1, then we will get 1 upon z upon 3. If we are putting n equals to 2, we'll get 1 upon z square upon 4, 1 upon z cube upon 5, and so on. But it is not in the formula. So what we can do? It is not in any series. So we can just multiply and divide by 1 upon z square, 1 upon z square, so that there will be some sequence. So if you are multiplying by 1 upon z square and taking inside, we'll get half 1 upon z square, 1 by 3, 1 upon z cube. Now the sequence is good, because if it is 3, there should be 3. If it is 2, it should be 2. If it is 4, next is 4, it should be 4. So the next will be now to the power 4 by 4. So in this way, just you are seeing some series, but in this series something is missing. So what is missing? 1 upon z to the power 1 upon 1 is missing. So we'll just add and subtract in the same series. So this formula will be like this. I think we know, if we have x plus x square by 2 plus x cube by 3 and so on, this is the formula of minus log 1 minus x. In this particular, x is working as a 1 by z. So instead of this formula, you will write minus log 1 minus 1 upon z, because x is z. X is 1 upon z. So this is the formula of minus log 1 minus 1 upon z of the series, and minus 1 upon z remains same. So after simplify it and taking LCM, this is becoming z minus 1 upon z, minus 1 upon z remaining same. Now since this minus is outside, what we can do, we can just revert by the logarithm concept, log z upon z minus 1. So this is the final result, z square log z minus z upon z minus 1 minus z square upon z means z. This is the final result of z transform of 1 upon n plus 2. So this is the z transform of 1 upon n plus 2 now. Now put this value and 1 upon n plus 1 value here in the equation number 1. So 1 from 1, 2 and 3 will get z transform of 1 upon n plus 1 into n plus 2. This equals to the z transform of 1 upon n plus 1 minus z transform of 1 upon n plus 2, which is this. Just putting here and getting the final result. So in this way, by using the partial fraction, we can find the z transform of any function which is in terms of the partial fraction. Next question. If we want to find z transform of 2n plus 3 upon n plus 1 into n plus 2, this is also complicated function. But since we don't have any formula directly of this, what we can do, again we can apply the concept of the partial fraction. To use the concept of the partial fraction, you will just let fn equals to 2n plus 3 upon n plus 1 into n plus 2. Now using the concept of the partial fraction, I can split this like this. This is equals to, I can write a upon n plus 1 plus b upon n plus 2. What are these? These are the unknown for this particular function. Now finding by taking LCM an equation which is like this. We can just write a of n plus 2 because we are taking LCM plus b of n plus 1, and the denominator is cutting after taking LCM. Now to get the value of a, putting n equals to minus 1. If we put n equals to minus, we will get the value of a. So if n equals to minus 1, if we are putting, we will get a equals to 1 by calculation. Now putting n equals to minus 2, you will get the value of b. N equals to minus 2, if we are putting, this is 2 to the 4, negative 4 plus 3, negative 1. This is 0 and this is minus b. So we'll get b equals to 1 again. So now we have the value of a and b like this. 1 upon n plus 1 plus 1 upon n plus 2. Now this is the partial fraction of this function. So what we can do, we can write the z transform of 1 upon n plus 1. Instead of this complete, we can write the z transform of this only. So already we have both formula in the previous result, from the previous result. So we can find the z transform, we can write the z transform of this from the previous result and of this also from the previous result. So in this way we can find out the z transform of this particular question. So just complete this question, try to write the final solution yourself. Here are some practice problem. You can find the z transform of n plus 1 plus 2 upon 2. I have also written some questions with answer. You can just try yourself. Similarly, find z transform of n plus 1 square, z transform of 1 upon n minus 1. So in this question, partial fraction is not required. You can directly multiply the function and you can write individually z transform of n square, z transform of n and z transform of constant and give the result. After solving, you will get the answer. Similarly, if you want to find out z transform of this, you will write n square plus 2n plus 1, and by splitting this z of n square, z of 2n plus z of 1, you can find out this result. But in this case, you can't apply directly formula. You have to use the partial fraction. So students, please try to solve yourself this problem, how to find the z transform of the question number 3. So thank you everyone for watching it.